At least 6 people have been killed after 3 regime missiles hit a town on the outskirts of the capital, Damascus. The bombs hit the rebel-held Hamouria town in eastern Ghouta region. Syrian Observatory of Human Rights says nearly a dozen people have been injured. The town's part of the de-escalation zones recently agreed by Russia, Turkey and Iran. Well, let's speak now to Mazen Darwish, who's a Syrian lawyer and also serves as president of the Syrian Center for Media and Freedom of Expression. Mazen, good to have you with us. Let's go back to that, the allegations of mass killings at Sednaya prison in Syria. I mean, these allegations of mass murder taking place among prisoners have been made before. Now we've got allegations that the Syrian regime has purpose-built a crematorium which is being used to dispose of the bodies. What do you make of that?
Thank you. I think this is not a new information for us as a human rights defender and Syrian work in this field. Since 2013, there is many reports from a human rights organization, Syrian human rights organization, said that there is a witness, some people working with the regime, like in Sednaya, like in Hospital 601, the military hospital in Al-Mazza area, said that the regime brought from Iran crematorium and used it to burn the prisoner's body. So, and in Syria, I don't think that we have leak of information. There is a lot of evidence, a lot of witness, victim, a lot of even document show that the regime made a mass war crime and the crime against humanity. This is not new. There is no leak of information.
Well, if there are documents and there is evidence, as you say, do you think that there is any chance of there being any investigation or any accountability for these crimes?
In the end, yes, this is very important, even for the peace or even for the political transition in Syria. Without accountability, without transitional justice, will never have peace in Syria. I think now perhaps the ICC and the Russian support for the regime denied or didn't allow us to go to ICC, but in the end, we will see that there is justice, there is accountability in Syria. I believe that nobody can ignore it for the future.
Meanwhile, as you're aware, the latest round of peace talks are underway in Geneva. Do these talks have any chance of working, given that the regime and the opposition aren't speaking to each other directly? They're communicating indirectly via the UN envoy.
Even if they communicate directly, the problem, as the head of the regime said before 3 days, that he don't believe in the Geneva talks. They feel it's only media show. So here is the problem that there is no partnership from the regime, no real will to have solution or peace in Syria. And until we have pressure from Russia, from Iran, from the regime supporter, we will keep talking and talking many rounds.
Yeah, I mean, arguably, there's been a lot more progress at the Astana talks in Kazakhstan with the agreement of de-escalation zones by Turkey, Russia and Iran.
Astana talks, perhaps it give some practical solution for reduce the violence, and this is good. Any civilian we can save in Syria, this is a wonderful work. But Astana didn't build the political transition, didn't build the agreement between the opposition and the regime. For this, we still need to have process and to find some successful steps in Geneva.
But this is the problem, isn't it? Because Bashar al-Assad has said these talks are irrelevant, which suggests the regime isn't interested in a political solution.
This is also not new. From the beginning, we believe that the regime didn't believe in the negotiation and only West at that time. But this is the duty of the United Nations and the international community to enforce the regime, to have a serious dialogue in Geneva to achieve a solution, to stop the war and to make a political transitional could accepted from the majority of the Syrian, save the country and build in the accountability and transitional justice.
Mazen, thank you very much indeed for that. Mazen Darwish there, Syrian lawyer.